Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. We're vibing right now, to say the least. Whatever pulled you in today, I'm glad it did. You might as well hit that subscribe button since you're here. You already know that my name is Jheneen. I'm a freelance makeup artist. I do a little bit of everything. We do a little bit of the mind, a little bit of the body, and definitely a little bit of the beauty. Something I committed to in 2020. Figured why not utilize my free time to the best of my ability, and I committed to these book reviews. This is something that I always wanted to do. Shout out to you guys because I see that you guys are picking up books, okay? I see we're here. And although I'd like to take the credit for you reading, maybe I am taking the credit in my mind. Oh, regardless of what made you start reading again, I'm glad that you started reading. Hold on, let me sip some of my ginger garlic turmeric tonic here. Shout out to holistic health, shout out to herbs, shout out to tonics. That leads me into today's book. I don't even know where to begin with this book. I feel like I have to take a deep breath. This book just takes me there. It takes me there. Once I started, I couldn't stop. This book, first of all, my husband bought it months ago. He brought it home with him one day and was like, here, you might want to read this. I was like, oh, for sure. I threw it in the pile. But then as the year 2020 started to unfold, the title of the book alone, honestly, going into Mind Over Medicine by Lissa Rankin, I did not know what to expect. I saw that it said MD, okay, so I knew that it was written by a doctor. I did not expect what this book was. The bars. I mean, Lissa Rankin had me highlighting everything. Everybody needs to read this book. I don't care how you get it. I don't care what you have to do, but you have to get your hands on this text. You can go to Apple Books. You can do it on your phone. Listen, whatever you do, get your hands on this book. As I started reading it, I was like, okay, I see where this is going. Okay, Mind Over Medicine is exactly what it sounds like, except she dives into the soul. She dives into the human body. She talks about the correlation between the mind, the body, and the spirit. At my book reviews, I don't like to give too much away, okay? In case you want to read the book on your own time, I don't like to, tell you everything that's going to happen. I don't like to break it down for you in a way that's going to spoil it for you, okay? But what I do is I pick random quotes that I've highlighted throughout my reading experience and I break those down and we just get basically a sneak peek, if you will. It gives you just enough to where you're like, ooh, tell me more, tell me more. We're just gonna get right into it. Lissa Rankin is a beast, first and foremost, okay? She's funny. You almost feel like you're talking to your own doctor, like your own therapist. Her story is so unique. She dives into the politics of the healthcare system in a way that I was not ready. Like, I was like, wow, like the relevance, okay? It's the relevance for me. The two things that you are going to take away from this book are the stress response versus the relaxation response. And we'll get into that a little bit later. And your inner pilot light, your intuition, that voice inside, your inner knowing, your sixth sense, if you will. Your inner pilot light knows what's going on, what you need at all times. Listen and learn your inner pilot light. So that's what this book talks about. And even towards the end, she actually has exercises that you can do, meditation exercises, breathing exercises. She breaks it down step by step, like how you can physically start to implement what she talks about in her text. I feel like a new person after reading this book. Like, I recommend this 100%. So with that brief description of the book and not giving away too much, we're just going to randomly pick a passage that I've highlighted. I actually put some sticky notes here earlier, so we're just going to open it. Okay, I'm going to read it and then we're going to kind of go over it just a little bit. Benson's continued research found that regular elicitation of the relaxation response could prevent and compensate for the damaging effects of stress on the body, warding off disease and sometimes treating it. So in other words, stress is the enemy. We cannot be out here stressed out without making time for relaxation. Relaxation response is how your body responds to relaxation. It's like a release of medicine, right? For your body, for your soul, for your spirit. How often are you in a relaxed state? You know, you can achieve that state of being doing something that you enjoy doing. It doesn't have to be you meditating in a lotus pose, right? It could be anything that just brings you happiness. As long as you are practicing that, which just totally relaxes you, then you're fighting off the stress. Stress causes disease. Stress causes illness. Stress is the number one enemy. Stress is the one thing that we have to worry about, because you know why? It's the one thing that we can probably learn how to control if we really tried, right? Let's stop doing things that make us stressed out, which is a lot more complicated than it sounds. You know, imagine, I mean, everything we do in life stresses us out. Right now, going to the damn grocery store stresses me out. I'm like, here we go. I got to put this mask on again. The world right now is set up to break us down. Okay. So we have to make sure we're doing our part and basically balancing out the negative with positive. On to number 2, how to counteract the stress response. Under the paragraph described meditation. Other forms of meditation offer great health benefits that have been well documented. All forms of meditation, to some degree, activate the parasympathetic nervous system, decrease stress-related cortisol, reduce respiration and heart rate, reduce the metabolic rate, increase blood flow in the brain, strengthens the immune system, leads to a state of relaxation, and activates the neural changes that lead to bliss brain. Let's get into bliss brain. All of these things fall under bliss brain. The feeling of deep and profound peace, certainty that all things will work out for the good, sense of my own need to contribute to others, conviction that love is at the center of everything, a sense of joy and laughter, an experience of greater emotional intensity. Oh, I get that all the time. Great increase in my understanding and knowledge. I'm working on it. It's a journey. Sense of the unity of everything and my own part in it. Absolutely. Sense of new life or living in the new world. Absolutely. Feeling that I couldn't possibly describe what was happening to me. I get that too. Can you relate? Comment down below if you can relate. Have you experienced bliss brain recently? The sense that all the universe is alive. Oh, that's fact. Absolutely. The sensation that my personality has been taken over by something much more powerful than I am. Hell yeah, otherwise I wouldn't be here. Recently, I've just been feeling very compelled to do these book reviews and to read material that is very relevant and that's going to contribute wellness. This feels like my duty right now. You know what I mean? I'm playing my part. And because of that, I get symptoms of bliss brain. I'm happy. You know what I mean? And that's what this book is about. It's about, you know, living a life that is yours. What are you going to do here on earth? You have a limited amount of time. How are you going to spend that time? A lot of what this book talks about is our inner pilot light, which is that which you already know. You already know more than you think you do. Learning how to listen to our bodies when we need to slow down, when we need to take a step back, when we need to take a deep breath. Our bodies tell us all the time, even through discomfort, through back pain, through headaches, through illness, right? Bliss brain is a relaxation response. When I'm feeling any of these things, I'm in a relaxed state. I'm contributing goodness and greatness to myself. Whoo, Lord. In the beginning of this book, Lissa Rankin talks about how she gave up her stressful practice as an MD to become a holistic doctor and how it legit saved her life. She was on the verge of dying of stress or killing herself. In this book, Mind Over Medicine, Lissa Rankin talks about her experience as a doctor, why she left her stable career to live in the mountains. She moved away from the city, started living in the wilderness, became a holistic doctor. Her life was flipped upside down in a good way. Okay. She sacrificed everything, but she knew that if she didn't leave that stressful lifestyle, this is deep. Okay. Like, how much longer are these doctors going to go like this? Because I know she's not the only one, you know. How many doctors are out there doing their job and not fulfilling their purpose healthcare providers, right? Because that's essentially, you know, what they're called. But are they really providing health? You know, are they just prescribing pills? Lissa Rankin in this book talks about the different ways to approach health, the different ways to approach wellness. Okay, it's not about prescribing medicine, it's about becoming the medicine, using techniques that heal trauma. A lot of times unhealed trauma manifests into illness. Mind over medicine, scientific proof. So she backs it all up with science. Her and these other PhD having doctors and these other medical professionals, they all like did studies on this stuff. A lot of it is the placebo effect. You know, the placebo effect is a great way to induce the relaxation response, contribute, you know, positivity in your mind that triggers throughout the body, right? The placebo effect is basically, you know, thinking that something is going to heal you, therefore it does, essentially. Okay, it's a lot deeper than that, but she breaks down the placebo effect and how that can heal you. She breaks how you can achieve the placebo effect. She breaks down how changing her environment that she lived in, so she moved from the city to the wilderness, how that affected her mental health and how that affected how she treated others, how she showed up for her patients. She had a lot of very unfortunate things happen in her life when she was working that stressful ass job. Okay, her body was so stressed out that it was manifesting into everything in her life, around her and within her. She was sick. She was, you know, had to get treated for all kind of stuff. Like she was just a hot mess. So she gave it all up and did the unthinkable, moved to the wilderness, flipped her life upside down, and used her journey to start her holistic practice as a doctor. She is sharing her techniques. She is sharing what she knows with the world through this book. And that's what this book really is. That's like the gist of this book. It's a spiritual awakening. You're going to feel different after reading this book if you don't already know what to expect when you start to, you know, dive a little deeper into your spirituality, your purpose here on earth, your spirit, when you start to really, really peel back the layers. And that's what she does in this book. And she talks about her process in doing so and what she gained from it, what her patients gained from it. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful book and you will not be disappointed with it. Okay, so for the last quote, okay, Mind Over Medicine. This is from the chapter, The 6 Steps to Healing Yourself. We shouldn't have to wait for illness to realign with our truth, but often we do. Just like I needed my perfect storm to wake up, which is what I was just describing. Just like I needed my perfect storm to wake up, many need to get sick so they can jolt out of their complacency and start living as if they might die tomorrow. Hello? What is this pandemic doing to us? This pandemic is reminding us that health is wealth. Health is number one. Health is priority. If you're out here living an unhealthy lifestyle, you might end up dead. I'm sorry to be so just unfiltered with it right now because I know it's a really sensitive topic and it's a really sensitive time. But what is this book is telling us is that we need to be jolted. And oftentimes we are jolted with illness before we can truly like take our health serious and really flip our lives, you know, upside down for the greater good. Whew, that just got my blood boiling, right? As a society, as humanity, what are we dealing with? We're dealing with illness right now. We're dealing with people dying because they can't handle the virus. Our bodies, when it is in the most relaxed state, heals itself. It has the power to do so when we are in a relaxed state, when we're not fighting off stress response, right? Our bodies are meant to heal. It's what they do. So why do so many people get sick? Maybe people really do need modern medicine. But this book just forces you to look outside the box, think outside the box, and broaden your perspectives a little bit on the possibilities. You know, it's a very spiritual movement, this book, and I loved it so much. Oh, I would read it again. This book is so deep, okay? I could be here all day talking about this book, and I am so happy that I read this book. I recommend it 100%. And before I close this video out, I would like to mention that this book is actually a second version. So there's an original version and then there's this version. So this is like the updated version. Not to forget to mention the exercises that she includes here. I really hope that this book review touched you. I hope that you take something away from this video. I hope that this inspires you to start reading more. Happy New Year, by the way. I really wanted to celebrate this moment Every time I start and finish a book, it is a special occasion. It's a reason to celebrate. And this is what these book reviews are to me. These book reviews are that celebration. I hope you guys are mindful of how much time you're spending on your phones. I hope you guys are taking time out to go in nature, spend some time with Mother Earth, okay? I am so excited for what's to come, you guys. Stick around, you don't want to miss it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. My subscriber count is growing, surely, slowly but surely. We're growing. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you guys on my next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.